Hey students, welcome to the third part of this lecture based on the chapter Transport in Plants. In this part, we are going to discuss about the plant-water relations. This plant-water relations is again subdivided into 5 parts. So, we are going to take the first part, that is osmosis and osmotic pressure. Transport in plants. Now we are going to understand the plant-water relations. Under this, I am going to explain you osmosis and osmotic pressure. So let's begin. What is osmosis? Osmosis is derived from the term osmos. Osmos means a pushing or an impulse, and it was discovered by Knowledge in 1748, and he coined this term osmosis. It is the migration of solvent, the movement of solvent from a hypotonic solution to a hypertonic solution. Hypo is having lower concentration to the one having higher concentration. So, the area where the solute particles are low in number to the area where they are high in number. So, low concentration to high concentration, and it happens through a semi-permeable membrane. In osmosis, water or solvent molecules moves as follows: lower to higher, from the region of pure solvent to the region of solution, lower to higher, from dilute solution to concentrated solution, high free energy of water molecules to low free energy of water molecules, higher chemical potential or water potential to lower chemical and water potential, higher diffusion pressure of water to lower diffusion pressure of water. Why I have given you these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways of putting the same question? Because in medical examinations, they will not ask you a direct question. They will ask you the same simplest question in a tricky way. They will twist the words in such a way that you will get confused. So just know these 5 ways in which they can ask you a very simple question over osmosis. Now, here is a video. I will be explaining you this complete process of osmosis through this video. You will be able to understand it completely after this video. So let's begin. Diffusion is the net movement of molecules down the concentration gradient. This process allows the small molecules such as oxygen and carbon dioxide to cross the plasma membrane. Most polar molecules such as sugars and proteins cannot freely cross this membrane. Although water molecules are polar, and they are small enough to pass the membrane freely. This is a special case of diffusion that involves the movement of water molecules across a membrane is called osmosis. If a molecule such as urea is added to one side of a membrane, then what will happen? It will not be able to diffuse across the membrane because it is both large and polar. Because of its polar nature, it will interact with the other polar molecules such as water. This interaction reduces the number of free water molecules on the right hand side, and this will let few free water molecules on the right hand side, and then there is no net movement of water molecules down the concentration gradient to the side with the urea molecules, because more water molecules are moving into the area than leaving. The water level on the right side will rise. If the osmotic concentration of the two solutions are equal, the solutions are what? Isotonic. And this is hypotonic when they are unequal but one is having high concentration, and hypotonic when one is having low concentration. So let's see the types of osmosis. We are having endosmosis, the osmotic inflow of water into a cell. Endosmosis, when it is placed in a solution whose solute concentration is less than the cell sap, is called endosmosis. Now, Example, swelling of raisins when they are placed in water. So you might be asked a question that which type of osmosis is swelling of raisins. Then you can easily answer that it's antosmosis. Now comes the exosmosis, the osmotic outflow of water from a cell. Exo, when it is placed in a solution whose solute concentration is more than the cell sap, is called exosmosis. Example, shrinkage of grapes when they are placed in strong sugar solution. Raisins and grapes, same thing, but different examples. Now comes the osmotic pressure. Pfeffer coined the term osmotic pressure. And osmotic pressure of a solution is the pressure required to prevent the entry of water into a solution. So if you want to prevent the entry of water, okay, guess this is a water molecule and this is trying to enter into the water, into the solution. So here is a pressure that is preventing this water to enter into the solution. This pressure is known as osmotic pressure. The osmotic pressure of a solution is directly proportional to the concentration of solute. So if in short you can write the concentration of solute. Okay. Now the osmotic pressure of pure water is 0, very normal, you can understand. No need to apply a pressure because in pure water there are no more solutes and anything, nothing is dissolved in there. The osmotic pressure in the following plants is as follows. You can see this is also an important point. This may also come like a question. In hydrophytes it's less, mesophytes quite more, xerophytes more, and halophytes the highest osmotic pressure. So the lowest is hydrophytes and the highest is halophytes. Osmotic pressure of a solution is measured by the device is osmometer. The formula of Van Hoff for measuring osmotic pressure. So there was a formula given by the scientist Van Hoff to measure the osmotic pressure. It was OP is equal to MRT. So what's OP? OP is osmotic pressure. What's M? M is the molar concentration. R is the gas constant. You know the value of gas constant, 0.082 mole per molecules, and T is the absolute temperature. Well students, this was all about the osmosis and osmotic pressure. We have learned what is osmosis. I have also shown you a very lovely video through which I told you how osmosis takes place from higher concentration to lower concentration. Then we also learnt about two types of osmosis, endosmosis and exosmosis. We then switched on to the osmotic pressure. We also learned the formula of osmotic pressure. So this was all about this. Hope you have understood. In our next part, we are going to take the next subtopic under plant-water relations.